I watched my daughter get bullied, forced her to quit something she loved, and let her get suspended for defending herself. All to protect my affair with the bully's father. She begged me to tell the truth. I said nothing. My husband figured it out that night. In our last meeting, my 14-year-old daughter looked at me and said, "You had 100 chances to be my mom. You chose him every time." The mediator asked if she wanted visitation. She said, "Maybe not ever. It's been 2 years." She finally sent a message through her dad, "I don't hate you. I just don't trust you." Those words hurt more than hate ever could. Because I taught her that lesson. I taught my daughter that her own mother wasn't safe. I watched my daughter get suspended for defending herself against a bully, and I said nothing. I sat in that principal's office, hands folded in my lap, and watched them punish my child for fighting back against a boy who had tormented her for months. A boy whose father I'd been sleeping with since March. A boy I'd protected, over and over, because exposing him meant exposing myself. My daughter looked at me across that office, waiting for me to defend her. Waiting for me to tell the principal the truth about what that boy had done. Waiting for her mother to be her mother. I looked away. I'm writing this at 3 a.m. because my husband moved out yesterday and my daughter hasn't spoken to me in 6 weeks. Because I destroyed my family to protect a man who never loved me. Because I sacrificed my child on the altar of my own selfishness and now I have to live with what I've done. My name doesn't matter. I'm 41 years old. I was married for 16 years. I had a daughter who trusted me, a husband who loved me, a life that looked perfect from the outside. I burned it all down for an affair that meant nothing. My daughter's name is Mia. She's 14 now. She was 12 when this started. 12 years old, excited about middle school, running for student council because she wanted to make a difference. She made campaign posters in our kitchen, practiced her speech in the mirror, believed that hard work and good intentions could change the world. I used to believe that too. I don't remember when I stopped. My boss's name is Richard. He's 47, married, father of 1. His son, Brandon, is the same age as Mia. They've been in school together since kindergarten. They were never friends, but they weren't enemies either. Just 2 kids who existed in the same orbit without colliding. Until student council. I started working for Richard 3 years ago. Marketing director at his firm. Good salary, good benefits, good opportunity. He was charming, successful, the kind of man who made you feel important when he paid attention to you. My husband, Daniel, is a good man. Stable. Reliable. Present. He coaches Mia's soccer team, makes breakfast on Saturdays, tells me I'm beautiful even when I haven't showered in 2 days. But somewhere along the way, stable started feeling boring. Reliable started feeling predictable. Present started feeling suffocating. I told myself I deserved excitement. Richard noticed me. Complimented my work. Started scheduling one-on-one meetings that lasted longer than they needed to. Started texting me after hours about things that had nothing to do with work. I should have stopped it. I should have recognized what was happening and drawn a line. Instead, I leaned in. The affair started in March of Mia's 6th grade year. A business trip. Too much wine at dinner. His hotel room instead of mine. I told myself it was a one-time mistake. It wasn't. By the time Mia announced she was running for student council president, I'd been sleeping with Richard for 4 months. We met during lunch breaks, after work, on fabricated business trips. I lied to Daniel constantly. I looked my husband in the eye and invented stories about late meetings and client dinners while I was in another man's bed. I was living a double life, and I was good at it. Then Brandon decided to run for student council too. Richard mentioned it casually one afternoon, post-sex, while we were getting dressed in a hotel room. Brandon's running for president at school. He's actually excited about something for once. I froze. Mia's running too. Richard laughed. Well, may the best kid win. But I saw something in his eyes. A flicker of expectation. Like he assumed I would handle it. They'll just have to compete, I said carefully. Sure. Of course. He kissed me. But Brandon really wants this. It would mean a lot to him. I didn't say anything else. But I understood. Richard wanted his son to win. And I was supposed to make that happen. The campaign was supposed to be fun. Both kids making posters, giving speeches, learning about democracy and fair competition. It wasn't fun. Brandon started targeting Mia almost immediately. Small things at first. Tearing down her posters. Spreading rumors that she was trying too hard. Making fun of her speech in front of other kids. Mia came home upset after the first week. Brandon keeps saying mean things about me. He told everyone I only want to win because I'm desperate for attention. Just ignore him, sweetie. He's probably just nervous about the competition. Can you talk to his dad? You work with him, right? My blood ran cold. I don't think that's appropriate. You need to learn to handle these things yourself. She looked hurt, but she nodded. Trusted me. Believed I knew best. I knew nothing. I was just terrified. The bullying got worse. Brandon started a group chat dedicated to mocking Mia. Shared unflattering photos of her. Made up a cruel nickname that spread through the entire grade. He'd bump into her in the hallway and call her names under his breath, quiet enough that teachers wouldn't hear. Mia started coming home crying every day. Mom, he won't stop. It's getting really bad. Everyone's laughing at me. I should have gone to the school. Should have demanded they address the bullying. Should have called Richard and told him his son was tormenting my daughter. But calling Richard meant risking our affair. Meant drawing attention to our connection. Meant potentially exposing everything. So I did nothing. Worse than nothing. I blamed Mia. Maybe you're being too sensitive. Campaigns get competitive. You need to toughen up. But Mom, he's being really mean. Then maybe this isn't for you. Maybe you should drop out. The look on her face. I'll never forget it. You want me to quit? I want you to be realistic about what you can handle. If Brandon is too much for you, maybe student council isn't the right fit. I've worked so hard. Hard work doesn't mean anything if you can't handle the pressure. I said that to my 12-year-old daughter, who was being bullied, who came to her mother for help. I told her she couldn't handle the pressure. Richard was pleased when I told him Mia might drop out. That's probably for the best. Brandon's really invested in this. It would crush him to lose. What about Mia? She's invested too. I know, but... He pulled me closer. This would mean a lot to me. And to us. Less complications, you know. I knew. I was the complication. My daughter was the complication. And I chose him. I went home that night and told Mia she needed to withdraw from the race. Why? Because I said so. That's not a reason. I'm winning, Mom. The polls show I'm ahead. Why would I quit when I'm winning? Because sometimes winning isn't everything. Sometimes you have to think about the bigger picture. What bigger picture? I don't understand. You don't need to understand. You just need to listen. No. The word hung in the air. Excuse me? No. I'm not dropping out. I've worked too hard. Brandon's been horrible to me, and if I quit now, he wins. Not just the election. He wins at making me give up. She was so brave. So principled. So much stronger than I was. And I crushed her. You're dropping out, and that's final. If you don't, you're grounded. For what? For disrespecting me. I'm not disrespecting you. I'm just standing up for myself. You're grounded for a week. No phone, no friends, no soccer practice. And tomorrow, you're going to withdraw from the election. She started crying. Mom, why are you doing this? I thought you wanted me to follow my dreams. I thought you were proud of me. I am proud of you. But I know what's best for you. And what's best is stepping back. You're lying. Something's wrong. Why won't you tell me? I couldn't tell her. I couldn't explain that I was destroying her life to protect my affair. That her dreams mattered less than my secrets. That I'd chosen a man over my own child. So I lied again. There's nothing to tell. You're being dramatic. Now go to your room. She went. She withdrew from the election the next day. Brandon won by default. Richard took me to dinner to celebrate. His son was student council president. My daughter was grounded and heartbroken. And I sat across from him in an expensive restaurant, pretending everything was fine. You did the right thing, he said, raising his glass. Family is about sacrifice. I drank the wine and tried not to taste the betrayal. Mia changed after that. She stopped talking to me about school. Stopped bringing friends home. Stopped asking for help with anything. She did her homework in silence, ate dinner in silence, existed in our house like a ghost. Daniel noticed. What happened with Mia? She's been so withdrawn lately. Middle school drama. She'll get over it. Did something happen with the election? She was so excited, and then suddenly she dropped out. She realized it wasn't for her. Another lie. Added to the pile. Mia didn't get over it. Brandon, emboldened by his victory, got worse. The bullying continued even after the election. He'd won, but that wasn't enough. He wanted to make sure Mia knew she was beneath him. He'd call her quitter in the hallways, post mocking comments on her social media, turn her friends against her one by one. She stopped eating lunch in the cafeteria, started hiding in the library during breaks, became a shadow of the confident girl she'd been just months before. And I watched it happen. I watched my daughter shrink, and I did nothing because doing something meant risking my affair. The breaking point came in October. Mia was walking to class when Brandon blocked her path. She tried to go around him. He grabbed her backpack and yanked her backward. "Where do you think you're going, quitter? Leave me alone." "Make me." She tried to walk away again. He grabbed her arm. "I said make me." Mia snapped. She swung her backpack and hit him in the shoulder. He stumbled. She hit him again. A teacher broke it up before anyone got seriously hurt. But the damage was done. Both kids were sent to the principal's office. Both parents were called. I got there first. Mia was sitting in a chair outside the office, face tear-streaked, hands shaking. "Mom. He grabbed me. He's been bullying me for months and you know it. You have to tell them." "Tell them what?" "The truth. Tell them what Brandon's been doing. Tell them why I snapped. Tell them this isn't my fault. I should have. God help me, I should have." But Richard walked in 30 seconds later. He looked at me. I looked at him. And I saw it in his eyes. The warning. The threat. The silent message: if you expose my son, I expose you. "Let's all calm down," the principal said, opening his office door. "Come in, please." We sat in that office for an hour. Brandon told his version. Mia was aggressive, unstable, had attacked him unprovoked. The principal asked if anyone had witnessed ongoing conflict between them. I said nothing. Mia stared at me, waiting. "Mrs. Chen? Has Mia mentioned any issues with Brandon?" This was my chance. My one chance to tell the truth. To protect my daughter. To be the mother she needed. "No," I said. "Nothing specific." Mia made a sound. Small. Broken. "Mom." "Mia, let the adults handle this." "But you know. You know what he did. You know why I dropped out of the election. Tell them." "Mia, that's enough." The principal looked between us. Based on the witness accounts and the evidence, Mia initiated the physical altercation. Brandon has a bruise on his shoulder. I'm recommending a 3-day suspension for Mia. That's not fair. Mia was crying now. He grabbed me first. He's been bullying me all year. Do you have any evidence of this bullying? She looked at me. One last time. Pleading. I looked away. I guess not, she whispered. We drove home in silence. When we got there, Mia went straight to her room. I heard her crying through the door. Daniel came home an hour later. What happened? The school called about a suspension? Mia got in a fight. With who? Brandon. Richard's son. Daniel's face changed. Richard. Your boss. Yes. Why would Mia fight his son? I don't know. Middle school drama. But Daniel was looking at me differently now. Like he was seeing something for the first time. You've been working late a lot, he said slowly. Business trips. Dinners that run long. It's a demanding job. Is it? I couldn't meet his eyes. He went to check on Mia. He was in her room for 2 hours. When he came out, his face was gray. She told me everything, he said. About the bullying. About how she begged you to help and you told her to drop out of the election. About how you sat in that office today and let her get suspended when you knew the truth. Daniel. Why? Why would you do that to your own daughter? I couldn't answer. Unless. His voice cracked. Unless there's something you're not telling me. I still said nothing. Are you having an affair with him? The silence was my confession. Daniel didn't yell. That would have been easier. Yelling I could have handled. Anger I could have fought back against. Instead, he just looked at me. Like I was a stranger who had broken into his house. Like the woman he'd loved for 16 years had been replaced by someone he didn't recognize. How long? Daniel, please. How long? Since March. He did the math. 7 months. You've been sleeping with your boss for 7 months. It just happened. I didn't plan. Stop. His voice was quiet. Controlled. I don't want to hear excuses. I want to understand one thing. You let our daughter get bullied. You forced her to give up something she loved. You sat in that office and watched her get suspended for defending herself. All to protect your affair. I couldn't deny it. You chose a man over your own child. I didn't see it that way. How did you see it? I had no answer. Because there was no way to frame what I'd done that didn't make me a monster. Daniel slept in the guest room that night. The next morning, he was gone. Not moved out. Just gone. He'd taken Mia to her grandmother's house, 2 hours away. Called the school and told them she'd be out for the rest of the week due to a family emergency. He didn't tell me where they were. I called him 37 times. He didn't answer. I called his mother. She answered. Daniel and Mia are here. They're safe. I need to talk to them. Please. Mia doesn't want to talk to you. And frankly, after what Daniel told me, I don't blame her. It's not as simple as it sounds. You watched your daughter get suspended for being bullied. You protected the bully because you were sleeping with his father. That sounds pretty simple to me. She hung up. I went to work the next day because I didn't know what else to do. Richard was waiting in my office. I heard about the suspension situation. Sounds like everything got handled. My husband found out. Richard's face paled. About us? Yes. How? He's not stupid. And our daughter told him everything about the bullying. He put it together. What did you tell him? Nothing. I didn't have to. Richard was quiet for a long moment. This is a problem. My marriage is falling apart and my daughter hates me. Yes, it's a problem. I mean for us. If this gets out. If this gets out? That's what you're worried about? My wife can't know. My position here, my reputation. Your reputation, I laughed. Actually laughed. Your son has been tormenting my daughter for months. I sacrificed her to protect you. And you're worried about your reputation. Keep your voice down. Why? Afraid someone might find out who you really are? He stepped closer. Listen to me. If this comes out, we're both finished. You need to contain this. Talk to your husband. Make him understand. Make him understand that I chose my affair over my daughter. Make him understand that blowing this up helps no one. I looked at this man. This man I'd thrown away my family for. This man I'd convinced myself was worth the destruction. He was nothing. A coward hiding behind his charm. A father who raised a bully and protected him at all costs. A man who used me and was now trying to silence me. I think we're done here, I said. We're done when I say we're done. No. We're done. I stood up. And I'm going to HR. You wouldn't. Watch me. I walked out of that office and straight to human resources. I reported the affair. All of it. I knew it would end my career. I didn't care anymore. I needed something to feel like the right choice. Richard was fired 2 weeks later. His wife found out. She filed for divorce. Brandon was pulled from the school and enrolled somewhere else. I was also let go. Quietly. With a severance package and a non-disclosure agreement. I told myself that was justice. It wasn't. Because my daughter was still gone. Daniel served me with divorce papers a month later. He wanted full custody of Mia. Given the circumstances, his lawyer said, no judge would deny it. He was right. Mia refused to see me during the separation. She'd moved back home with Daniel while I'd moved into an apartment across town. I sent her texts every day. She never responded. I sent her letters. They came back unopened. I tried to visit her at school. The office said she'd put me on a list of people not allowed to see her. My 14-year-old daughter had officially blocked me from her life. I requested mediation. The mediator arranged a meeting. Mia, Daniel, me, and a family therapist in a conference room. Mia wouldn't look at me. I'd like to hear from Mia first, the therapist said. Can you tell us how you're feeling? Silence. Then, slowly, Mia raised her eyes. I trusted you, she said. Her voice was steady. I came to you when I was being bullied. I begged you to help me. And you told me to quit. You told me I was being dramatic. You made me give up something I'd worked so hard for. Mia, I'm so sorry. I'm not done. She took a breath. When I finally stood up for myself, when I finally fought back after months of being tormented, you sat there and let them suspend me. You knew everything Brandon had done. You knew he grabbed me first. And you said nothing? I was scared. I didn't know how to. You were protecting your boyfriend, she spat the word. You were protecting the man you were cheating on Dad with. His son was hurting me, and you chose him anyway. I had nothing to say. Because she was right. I used to think you were the best mom in the world, she continued. I used to tell my friends how cool you were, how you always supported me, how I could tell you anything. I was so proud to be your daughter. Her voice cracked. Now I'm ashamed. Daniel put his arm around her. I don't want to see you, Mia said. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to pretend that we can fix this with meetings and therapists and apologies. Mia, please. I'll do anything. You can't do anything. You already did everything. You made your choice. You chose him over me. Every single time, you chose him over me. I was wrong. I know I was wrong. Do you? Because it took Dad finding out for you to admit anything. If he hadn't confronted you, you'd still be lying. Still sneaking around. Still letting me suffer. I couldn't argue. It was true. I want the divorce, Mia said, looking at the mediator. I want to live with Dad. I don't want visitation with my mom. Not now. Maybe not ever. The therapist tried to suggest a gradual reconciliation process. Mia refused. She had 100 chances to be my mom, she said. 100 moments where she could have chosen me. She didn't. Why should I give her another chance when she never gave me one? The meeting ended. Daniel took Mia home. I sat in that conference room alone for 30 minutes, crying. The divorce was finalized 3 months later. Daniel got the house. He got primary custody. I got supervised visitation rights that Mia refused to exercise. I got every other weekend with a daughter who wouldn't see me. For 6 months, I showed up to the visitation center. Sat in a room with toys and games designed for much younger children. Waited for a 14-year-old who never came. The supervisor would give me sympathetic looks. She might change her mind eventually, she'd say. She hasn't. It's been almost 2 years since Daniel found out. Mia is 16 now. I know because I check her social media from fake accounts. I watch her life from a distance, like a ghost haunting the edges of everything she does. She made honor roll. I saw Daniel's posts celebrating her grades. She joined the debate team. Won a regional competition. Daniel was there with a sign, cheering her on. She got her driver's license. Daniel posted a photo of her holding it up, grinning. She's thriving. Without me. Because of my absence, not despite it. I started therapy a year ago. My therapist doesn't let me make excuses. Why did you prioritize the affair over your daughter? I told myself it wasn't that serious. The bullying, I mean. Kids fight. I thought she was being oversensitive. Did you really believe that? Silence. No. I knew it was bad. I knew she was suffering. But admitting that meant I'd have to do something about it. And doing something meant risking the affair. So you sacrificed your daughter to protect your secret? Yes. And when she defended herself against her bully, you let her take the punishment? Yes. Why? Because Richard was there. Because if I told the truth, he'd tell Daniel. Because I was more afraid of losing my affair than losing my daughter. Saying it out loud made me sick. That was the choice you made, my therapist said. Now you live with it. I live with it every day. I live with the memory of Mia's face when I told her to quit the election. I live with the sound of her crying through her bedroom door. I live with the silence in that principal's office when she begged me to tell the truth. I live with maybe not ever. I wrote Mia a letter 6 months ago. Not asking for forgiveness. Not making excuses. Just trying to explain what I couldn't explain then. Dear Mia, I don't know if you'll read this. I don't know if you'll believe anything I say. But I need to try. What I did to you was unforgivable. I know that. I let you be bullied by a boy whose father I was sleeping with. I forced you to give up something you loved because protecting my affair mattered more than protecting you. I watched you get punished for defending yourself and I said nothing. A mother's job is to protect her child. I did the opposite. I exposed you to harm and then blamed you for it. I told you to be tougher when I should have been fighting for you. I chose a man who meant nothing over a daughter who meant everything. There's no excuse. There's no explanation that makes it okay. I was selfish, and you paid the price. I'm not asking you to forgive me. I don't deserve that. I'm not asking you to see me. I know you need space, maybe forever. I just need you to know that the failure was mine. Not yours. You did nothing wrong. You were brave enough to fight back when no one protected you. You were strong enough to walk away from a mother who didn't deserve you. You were right to choose yourself. I should have chosen you too. Every time, I should have chosen you. I love you, Mia. I know those words don't mean much now. But they're true. They've always been true. I just showed you the opposite. I hope someday you can be happy without the weight of what I did holding you down. I hope you find people who choose you first. I hope your life is full of everything I should have given you and didn't. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Mom. I mailed it to Daniel's house. 2 weeks later, I got a response. Not from Mia. From Daniel. She read it. She cried. She's not ready to respond. But she asked me to tell you one thing: she's okay. She's happy. She has friends who support her and a dad who shows up. She's becoming the person she was always meant to be. She said to tell you that she doesn't hate you. But she doesn't trust you. And she's not sure she ever will. She needs you to stop reaching out. Not forever, maybe. But for now. She'll contact you if and when she's ready. Please respect that. Daniel. I've respected it. 11 months without contact. 11 months of watching from the outside. 11 months of living with the consequences of what I chose. It's Mother's Day today. That's why I'm writing this. Because daughters are supposed to call their mothers today. They're supposed to make cards and buy flowers and say thank you for everything you did. Mia won't call. She shouldn't. I didn't do anything worth thanking. I did the opposite of what mothers do. I put my needs before hers. I sacrificed her to protect my lies. I watched her suffer and did nothing. I was supposed to be her safe place. I was supposed to be the person she could always count on. I was supposed to show her what love looks like. Instead, I showed her what betrayal looks like. If you're reading this and you have secrets you're keeping, if you're prioritizing anything over your children's well-being, if you're watching them suffer and telling yourself it's not that bad, stop. Stop right now. Because I told myself the same lies. I told myself Mia was fine. That kids are resilient. That the bullying wasn't that serious. That my affair was separate from my parenting. It wasn't separate. It was the same choice, over and over. Choosing myself instead of her. And now I sit alone on Mother's Day, looking at photos of a daughter who won't speak to me, knowing that I earned every second of this silence. Mia was brave. She stood up to her bully even though no one protected her. I was a coward. I let her fall so I wouldn't have to face the truth. She deserved a mother who would fight for her. She got a mother who made her fight alone. And the worst part? She still doesn't hate me. After everything I did, she told Daniel she doesn't hate me. She just doesn't trust me. And I'll spend the rest of my life knowing that I taught my daughter that her own mother wasn't safe. Your children are watching everything you do. Every lie you tell. Every secret you keep. Every time you choose yourself over them. They're watching, and they're learning, and someday they'll be old enough to understand what they saw. My daughter understands now. She understands that her mother was a coward and a liar and someone who would sacrifice her child to protect her own secrets. I taught her that. And now I live in the wreckage of that lesson. Don't teach your children what I taught mine. Don't make them fight alone. Because when they finally stop needing you, they won't come back. And you'll deserve every empty Mother's Day that follows.